What is the correct IUPAC name for this molecule right here? Feel free to pause the video and try it on your own. Firstly, we want to search for the main chain of carbons, and it's clear there are 5 consecutively connected carbons, 4 bens, 1 end. So we give it a pent name. We look to see if pent shows up in each of our answer choices, and it does in all except for B. Bute would imply a 4 carbon parent chain instead of 5, so B is a wrong answer. Next, we want to identify the molecule's functional groups. Here is what we call an alkene, a carbon-carbon double bond, a chloride, as well as 2 OHs called hydroxyl groups. The names of these groups are N for the double bond, the alkene, chloro for the chlorine atom, and ol for hydroxyl. It is important to mention that the rules of IUPAC naming prioritize the hydroxyl group over the other 2, so it will be a suffix rather than a hydroxy prefix. It's also important to mention that there are 2 OH groups, so it's not ol, it's diol, 2 hydroxyls. With that, A is wrong because it fails to acknowledge the double bond, as there is no alkene, there's no N. Likewise, as I said, we need to use a diol suffix rather than a dihydroxy prefix because the hydroxyl group is the highest priority of the 3 functional groups. Let's clean this up and ignore the answer choices, we've already discredited. Is it C, 3-chloropent 2N11 diol, or 3-chloropent 3N55 diol? So we've had this main chain highlighted for a while, but now it's time to number the chain to give each carbon in the main chain a number. But there are 2 different directions of numbering that we could do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each direction coincides with the 3 carbon chloro, and whichever direction we choose to number the main chain corresponds with a particular answer choice. The right to left convention coincides with option C. The left to right convention coincides with option D. But since our goal is to minimize the numbers of our functional groups, C is going to be the right answer because a 2, a 1, and a 1 overall adds to 4, which is less than 3 plus 5 plus 5, which would be 13. Therefore, C is our answer, 3-chloropent 2N11 diol.